guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this pant. So I'm making it for a client, so I figured I could just come in and show you guys how to make it. So first thing I did was to rule half an inch at the top of this here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is it here, like half an inch of seam allowance here. And then the next thing is going to be to measure your waist to your crotch, or your waist to your hip first. So for her waist to hip it is at 10, and then to get her waist to crotch, what you can do is also to divide your hip. So to get that, what I'm going to do is to do her hip measurement divided by 4. So her hip is 46, so that will leave me at 11.5. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it. So this is the hip line, this is the crotch line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this line. Guys, I'm trying to be careful because this is a white fabric, so I don't want it too visible on it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark from on this line here, her hip measurement divided by 4. Like I said, her hip is 46. I'm going to go ahead and mark it, but I'm going to add like 1 inch to it, right? This 1 inch is going to serve almost like my seam allowance. So that's why instead of 11.5, I marked 12.5. And then at this end here, I'm going to make sure that I have that the measurement you have from this point to this point, divided by 4, whatever it is. So from here to here, make sure that, so guys, how you're going to get the measurement for this part here. Okay, so once you've gotten this first measurement here, what you're going to do is bring down that same measurement on this line, that hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1, bring it down here, also take it up to the top, and then I'm going to connect all of them together like this, just straight line like this. And then after that, the next thing is to calculate what measurement I'll have here. So how you're going to get that is just your hip divided by 4, whatever you get. So let's say my hip is 48, divided by 4 is 12. Divide that 12 again by another 4, so that should leave me with 3. So that means I'll have at least 3 inches here. So that is, I'm using that for an instance, right? So after that, what you're going to do is just to go ahead and curve here. But once you curve it, so a smaller person, if you don't want to do all that calculation, a smaller person can just do 2.5 here. A bigger person can do up to 3 inches or 3.5 here. You understand? So once that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is go up to this part here and divide her waist measurement by 4. So whatever her waist is, that is going to be, so her waist is 36, divided by 4 is going to be 9, plus 2 inches, 1 inch of that in 1 inch of seam allowance. Mark it, and then I'm going to connect it to her hip, just like that, the hip line. Once that is done, once this is done, the next thing I'm going to do is my dart. So nipple to nipple divided by 2, which for her is 4, mark it, plus half an inch is what I marked here. And then the dart is going to go all the way down here, but it's going to stop 2 inches before the hip line, which is this line. So my dart is going to be 8 inches of length. So with that said, now how I'm going to taper the end of this pant is just to come in here by 1 inch, come in here by also 1 inch also, just like that. And then I'm going to just connect it all the way to this point, connect it all the way to this point. This is just to help bring the leg of the pant together. So you can do 1.5 if you're a bigger person, or a smaller person can just do 1 inch. That would be okay. So 1.5 to 1 inch is okay. So I'm just going to connect it all the way to this point, all the way to this point. So guys, now that is done, I'm going to go ahead and cut. If you don't know how to do it, like I said, what you can do is you can do 1.5 at the lower part, 1.5 from this end, 1.5 from this end, coming to the knee, then you do 1 inch. You understand? So you're going to taper it a little bit in here and then go up. You understand? So you take away 1.5, 1.5, 1 inch, 1 inch, and then like that, connect it all the way up. If it's going to be hard for you to connect all the way from here to here. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this excess out, this out here, and then the curve. So guys, let's say you're cutting this now. So this is what mine looks like. You see, I finished cutting it. This is for the back panel. So let's say you're cutting yours. Why I started with my tape being here is because this person has tummy, so I wanted to create room for that here, but I didn't want to confuse you guys. But ideally, when you're cutting this, what you're going to do is just remember, if your band is going to be like 2 inches band, then your tape is going to start after you've marked the half an inch of seam allowance to attach the band, your tape, the mark of that 2 inches is going to be at that point. So all your measurements, you're going to insert them starting from here. So your waist to your hip will be somewhere here at 10 for her, and then waist to crotch will be somewhere here, almost at 12. You understand? So you see, mine added at least 1.5 inch extra for me. But for you, when you're going to do your stats just like that, consider your band when you're inserting your measurements. So now I'm going to, because if you don't do that, you might, the crotch might go deeper, or the pants might be too high-waisted. Maybe go or more than where you normally pull your pants. So it depends on you what you want. So now this is what I'm using for the back panel. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and place this like this. This is me cutting the back panel. You see, I have some room here, and then I have some room here. So the extension at the back is going to be like 3 inches for me for this one here, or you can do 2.5. It depends on you. So just extend this line of the crotch a little bit to the back. And then the next change you're going to make here, because this pant is going to have a zip at the back, what I'm going to do is the length I have here, you're going to take up this front panel. Measure what you have here. So for me, I have 11.5 for her. I'm going to I'm going to bear that in mind, and then I'm going to go in 2 inches on this line, which is here. So go in 2 inches from the end of your pant, from this point here, and then I'm going to come out 2 inches from the end of this pant again. You understand? On from where this pant ends, I came out 2 inches, and then from the beginning here I went in 2 inches. So now you're going to make sure you have at least, a bigger person, you can do somebody that has a lot of butt at the back, you can do like 2.5, right? So a smaller person can just do 2 inches. I'm going to do 2.5 here, and then I'm going to connect it here, from here all the way to this point. And then I'm going to measure what I have there. You see, it's the same 11.5. You see, that same 11.5 we measured before, that is also what I have for the back waistline. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I need to insert my zipper allowance. Remember, the zip is going to be at the back, but before I do that, I'm going to connect from here to this point. So I'm going to connect from this point now all the way like this, to create my back crotch, just like that. This is my back crotch. You're going to use your free hand to do that, and then after that I'm going to mark 1.5 out from that point to create my zipper, my zip allowance here. It depends on you, the length of your zip. If you're using a 10-inch zip, then come down like 10 inch, but remember you're still attaching a 2-inch band. So I'm just going to connect from here to this point, and then I'm going to leave it this way. After that, on this hip part here, I'm going to come out like 1 inch from here, and then I'm going to connect it from this part here to this point here. That I added 1 inch from the end of this front panel on this side to this point. And then what I'm going to do is at the end of this here, if you want, I'm going to just do 1 inch here again, and then 1 inch out here again, and then I'm going to just connect it from this point, and then connect this one all the way to this point. I'm going to do the same 1 inch here also, and then I'm also going to do the same 1 inch here also, and then connect from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, the same length at the bottom of the pant, and that will be it. So guys, you see everything is done. You see the 1 inch by this side and here, just like that, the back panel is ready. So all I have to do is, once I remove this pin now, I have to just take the 2 front panels, join it by the crotch like this. I drew everything on the wrong side of the fabric, so I just have to join it on the crotch here, put my dart here, put that here, and I'm also going to have that at the back. Just the same thing, come in here by 4 inches and then insert your dart, or your nipple to nipple measurement, insert your dart. So I'm going to have my dart on the 2 sides of the back. I'm also going to sew the crotch like this, go up into this part. That's why, even though I know that my band is still going to take up the zip, I still extended this, because you have to make your seam come up even into this part of the zipper, so that when you put in your zipper, you still have this here. So once it's done, I'm going to take the two of them, join it by the side and then by the side. You see, I also cut out my band. So my band is about 5 inches of width. So this is my band here. It's 5 inches of width. So when I fold it into two, it's about 2.5 here, 2.5 here. I'm just going to tuck in half an inch like this, tuck in half an inch, and then I'm going to use it to join it on the waist part. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and join the crotch, and then I'll bring it back. So guys, this is what I'm going to do. So you see, I've gone ahead and sewn this part of the pant. This is the front. Added my dart, joined the center part here. This is just the front of the pant. If you see how it is now, I ironed it, added the band to it. I'm adding the band separately because weight fluctuates, so I need to make sure that I can be able to take it out. That's why I don't want to sew the band in. But if you want, you can go ahead, finish everything, and then add your band round, both for the front and the back. But I just want to have the seam out there in case if I ever need to let it out for her or take it in. So after that, the next thing you're going to do is to measure the point where you want this to be. So from the waist here to maybe the hip line, maybe that's where you want it to be, or a little bit, maybe 1 inch below your hip or 1 inch above your hip, wherever it is that you want it to be. You're going to cut out a fabric that has the weight of that times 1.5, or if you're using like a chiffon, that fabric that doesn't have weight, you can do times 2, right? But this fabric is quite heavy, so it's not even up to times 1.5. So this is what I'm going to do now. So you see what I did here, I pinned it at the beginning here, pinned it at the bottom, and then whatever I had in between, I'm still trying to plait it. So now I'm going to relax this here towards this other side. Now I'm going to try to find a way to also keep pulling it again on this other side, right? But try not to drag it towards this, because if you drag it like this and then you sew it down, the person won't be able to wear it. So you need to make sure that the fabric still, like this, is still relaxed, like the hip measurement, everything can still fit in, because once you pull on it too much, you're not going to be able to wear it. So I'm going to just take my time here and then create the pleat on this side, create the pleat on this side, create the pleat on this side. And once it's done, this one is going to be quite like shorter than the other side. I'm going to just stitch it here, but I'm going to leave room for my back panel. So I'm going to stitch it 1 inch before where the back of my pant is going to be joining to this, because I need that room for the back of the pant. Imagine if I sew this here now all the way to the end here. If I join the back panel, this is going to be inside of the pant. So you need to stop at least 1.5 inch before the side where the seam of the back of the pant is going to join. So that's where I'm going to stop it. So I'm going to go ahead now and stitch this down after I've made sure my pleat is what I would want. This part here is going to be shorter, but this part here is going to be longer because you're pulling it up towards this direction. You have to bear that in mind. And then it's going to drape like this. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to take the back of the pant, just like this. Take it, put the band on this one too, and then sew it on top of this part like this down, and then also sew this part on this side all the way down. Join the crotch for both the front and the back on this side, and then on this other side fold the leg of the pant, and then I'm going to insert my zip. So guys, this is it here. You see what I was saying? Once I tried to double stitch it here, you see you have to make it go up. Guys, this fabric is quite heavy. So see the seam I was telling you about here, I used 1 inch to sew it, but I tried to stop before I got to the side. This is my seam inside here, but this didn't get to that part. But you see this one on this side, I sewed it inside of it. So that's basically it. If it was like a chiffon or maybe crepe, I would have draped it even more. Just know that as you're draping it, you're trying to align it with this side, but the only thing is that you're dragging this one up and this one is longer. So that's basically it for her pants. This is the length here. You see the leg I was telling you, see what it looks like here. I still have to iron in like a line in front if you want it to look exactly like that one. And this is the back of her pant. It has a zip at the back, just like this. And this is the leg at the back here. So guys, this is very easy to make once you get the whole pattern. Like I said, if you want, you can just make your band a whole straight band without having this side seam, but I needed this seam here because, like I said, her weight fluctuates, so I need to have it so that I don't have to go in and let it out every time from the band. So that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And guys, in case if you're wondering how you're going to calculate this, right, you can just place your tape on your body, on the client's body, and run it across to the other side, and then they will tell you where they want it to stop. You understand? So just take the tape, place it from one side of their hip to the other, and then they will tell you how long they want it to drop. So this one here dropped at 46, you see. So that's basically it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.